All right, so this is chapter 2 of the first 90 days of trading. Okay, we're getting you to where you're trying to build your foundation. And everything that we do is about building that foundation so that your trading house will not fall. And if it gets damaged in a storm, and we will run into storms, our foundation will be solid, our framework will be solid so that we could build it out again. That's what's very, very important here. So last week we talked about realistic expectations. Today we're going to talk about the process. Okay, and this is very, very important into building out your foundation. And as I just, talked about, trust the process is what you hear me say. Once you trust the process, you're going to have confidence in what you do, and you're going to be able to grow and be that person. Okay, that person that's going to be able to come in and kill these markets. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay? So again, if you think about it, everything that we do has a process attached to it. Okay, when we were in school, just starting school, and we were learning how to write, how to read, how to add and subtract, there was a process that our teacher used to teach us. If we didn't know anything about the letters, what sounds they made, or anything like that, when we were given a sentence, it would just be symbols on a piece of paper. But there was a process to teaching us what every alphabet was, what sound it made, what the rules were regarding those letters, and how they came together to form words, and then how the words came together to form sentences. So you get what I mean. We had that. Then when we learned how to swim, there was a process that the instructor used to teach us how to swim. Now, I've seen videos of people throwing their baby in a pool and just making them swim naturally, but that's, we're talking about people that's beyond that. I started learning how to swim, at an early age, but my parents didn't throw me in the damn pool. Okay? They didn't throw me in the damn pool. So, there was a process. We started with the boogie board and, learning how to kick our feet and then learning how to float and all of this stuff. Same thing with driving a car. There's a process to it. Cars today, you can't put it in drive without putting your foot on the brake. You can't start the car without putting your foot on the brake. Some cars won't go into gear now until you put your seatbelt on. So subconsciously, you form a process that you follow every day so that you're not messing yourself up trying to learn how to do these things. So the process does not just help us learn, but it helps us develop confidence and self-discipline. This is key. This is key. The process does not help us learn, but it helps us to develop self-confidence and self-discipline. This is what we need to be able to trade, to be able to stay in trades and realize their potential. Okay, that's the key. So when I teach my trading strategies, I teach a process. Anybody that's teaching you their strategy is more than likely teaching you a process. If they aren't, then you probably don't want to learn from them. But I'm gonna say most people that are teaching their strategy is teaching you a process. But the exact same process I'm teaching you is what I learned and what's helped me become successful. And it's the same process I use today, every day. The same process I used yesterday to have a killer day. Now, those days don't happen all the time, every once in a while. But you want to be ready to take advantage of that. Now, last year, I missed out on a couple of days like that because I wasn't locked in. I wasn't engaged. There were other things bothering me. But it's a matter of trying to stick to your process, coming in doing the same thing every day. And, making it happen. But even in the Army, when I was in basic training, there was a process to the training. They broke us down. Okay, they broke us down mentally and physically and built us back up. And that's that's kind of what we have to do in trading. In the Army, a lot of the beliefs and things that we had won't serve us well in the military, especially in the heat of battle. So they had to wash us of all of that and then build us back up. And then kind of go from there. So one thing, and this is really, really bad right now. This is one thing that's really, really bad. And I've succumbed to this as well. As a society, we become addicted to instant. We want instant service. We want instant results. We want instant success. So when it doesn't work immediately, it's easy to start saying trusting the process is BS. It's an excuse, right? It's BS. It's an excuse. But that's not the case. Okay? I know a lot of stuff, the computer age and everything has made things instant. All right, it's made it instant. So when it doesn't work immediately, it's so easy to start saying trusting the process is BS. It's not an excuse. It's an excuse as to why I can't learn. That's not the case. And then when you get into this trading, you start asking yourself, shouldn't I have seen results by now? Shouldn't something have changed by now? If trust in the process really worked, wouldn't I have consistent results by now? And the truth to the matter is, yes, you should see results, but only if you have the right process. If your process is flawed, you're not going to get the results. If you don't have a process that keeps you consistent in your execution, and you're executing all over the place, and you're chasing stocks all over the place, even though that's your process, that's not a viable process. It's not going to get you to where you want to be. So, I think you understand now why these processes are important. But in a nutshell, to break it down, okay, they describe how things get done. They describe how things get done, and then provide the focus for making them better, and how they're done determines how successful the outcomes will be. Okay, how well you follow your process and how well they're developed. Okay, that's how successful your outcomes are going to be. If you focus on the right processes in the right way, you will design your way to success. And it is just that simple. So the purpose of a process is basically to ensure consistency. A good process is like a checklist that ensures the right things get done by the right people at the right time. Okay, so in trading, our process should consistently put us in the right place at the right time to catch the right stocks. Again, we're not focusing on the results. We're focusing on being in the right place at the right time to catch the right stocks. Sometimes the stock that looks the right doesn't follow through. That's reality. But we can't worry about that. We worry about the process. Let's see, if the trade is going against me, hitting almost max loss, how to mitigate that? Is it position sizing that can help with the issue? I see you hold it to confirm levels, but if I have a max loss, then I'm out, or cut loss quickly and re-enter. Yeah, if you have a max loss because you have an account size and you're trying to protect that, then yeah, you need to respect that. Because you've seen me do this before. You've seen me get stopped out at max loss and then have to turn around and get back in when it comes back through. I mean, I've done that before. And you'll see me do it. There's stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, Meta, that are really volatile, that are going to stretch that. But the reality is, and you've heard the saying, with great risk comes great reward. And that's 100% true. Okay, in order to get the greater rewards, you have to withstand the greater risk. And it's a process to being able to do that. Because you have to trust your process completely in order to be able to sit back and work these things. But that's the goal I have for each and every one of you guys. For you to grow to that. And then, you will be a trader. Because that's what traders do. Alright, and it's really, really easy, and you guys know this, to get too focused on the results of a trade, especially when starting your journey into trading. So the principle is to focus on the perfection of the process, not the result of the trades. Alright, new traders see trading in red and green. Am I right? When you first came in, you saw trading in red and green. Either you made money on a trade or you didn't. Right? That's the way I saw it. Everybody sees it in red and green. A trade that didn't make money was viewed as a failure. Something that needs to be fixed, and a winning trade was viewed as a success, whether you made a mistake trading it or not. You only focused on the actual results. All of us want more successes than failures, but trying to trade with that mentality is going to lead to more failures, because that means your execution in the market is not consistent. You're not dealing with the consistent execution in the market. Just because a trade, you did everything you were supposed to do and the trade didn't make money, you quit. Okay? And then you turn around and say, well, I don't want to trade this strategy. This strategy sucks. Yeah, I knew it didn't work. The whole time you're just waiting on it to fail to say, oh, I knew that. I knew this wasn't going to work. I knew this was too good to be true. You know, that's what you're looking at. So, striving for perfection or perfect results is a painful and endless path. It's likely to make you search for the magic chart indicator, the hot guru, that magic strategy, or that new and exciting strategy that nobody's ever thought of or done before. Or you spend too much time trying to analyze the market, searching for that hidden secret, that hidden edge that nobody has found yet. I know it. I was there too. As stupid as that sounds, I was there with zero experience, trying to do this. It was funny. All right. But professional traders focus on the perfection of executing their processes. Let me say that again. Professional traders focus on the perfection of executing their processes. They know they have an edge, and they know that in order to take advantage of that edge consistently, they have to be consistent with their execution. It can't be all over the place. So for the most part, the results of our trades are out of our control once we enter the trade. Okay, the only time we can control the results is when either we take it off too early or take it off too late, and then we have some say in the results, but we don't have any say in the direction that the trade is going to move. We don't have that kind of size. So for the most part, the results of our trades are out of our control. But we have a strategy that we follow that tells us when to enter, when to take profit, when to stop out of the trade. Really, to help us find the stocks that are in play, and then tell us when to enter, when to take profit, or when to stop out. This is a big part of our process. This is the core. Okay, this is the core. And unlike the results of our trade, we can control that process. This is something that we can control. So, when you think about it, our process is everything that goes into making a trade. And that starts from the very beginning of our day, how we start our day. What strategy are we looking at? And what stocks are we going to vet? Then we vet the stock. We determine about our entry and exits. What strategy is it? An aggressive strategy today? Is it a conservative strategy today? This is where we determine all of that. How we're going to manage the trades once we're in them. And, how we're analyzing the market to spot where our entries are going to be and where our exits are going to be. Each trader's process is a bit different, but all successful professional traders have a process. So again, focusing on our process keeps us focused on the things that we can control. It dictates what entry trigger we're looking for to engage the trade. Okay, we can't control it when it triggers, but we control the reaction to that trigger. It tells us whether market conditions look favorable to apply our strategy, and then executing that trade plan perfectly according to our trade plan. The results don't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. We judge ourselves based on how well we did in our process. If the trade was executed perfectly, it's a winning trade. Whether it made money or not, it's a winning trade. Because that's what the process dictates. So, if we're serious about trading, we must start with developing a process. Excuse me, it's what we can control. Okay, trading results are beyond our control. But by continually making sure we're following our process, positive results begin to occur naturally. You just got to stop worrying about it. I think that I have done a good idea. I think that I've done a good job convincing you that there's no path to success without a process to guide your trading every day. I think I've made it, convinced you. If I haven't before, you really should be convinced by now. Managing our process is a different way of thinking about how work is done and how to achieve the results we seek in our trading. Instead of focusing on whether the trades wins or loses, we focus on the process by which we obtain those results. And if it's a solid, viable process, even though it didn't, it wasn't profitable, it's still a win if we did what we were supposed to do. All right, so what we're going to do now, last year when I did this, one of the things was they wanted me to spend a whole session on process mapping. All right, and that's what we're going to do. Next week, we're going to spend a whole class, a presentation on process mapping to help you understand how you can organize this and how you can do this. Okay, there's a lot of things, a lot of ways you can do it on the web. There's some downloading things, I think on the phone that you could use. Somebody told me that. The best thing to do is find a simple process map that makes sense to you, or you can make your own. You don't have to use one, but I recommend it because it helps you organize your thoughts and to not leave out a key component. And to give you some idea how a process map looks, this is just one. Where you will start over here, like this could be your wake up routine before you actually cut your computer on. And then from there, you've got different things that you do every day to help you vet the stock and build your watch list. And then you have it to where it rinses and repeats for the trade. Yeah. Computer programmer uses the same process when you're starting to write programs. It's everything. Even and this is what I found to be really, really interesting back when I was teaching the automotive engineering and automotive service technology and all of that, that these troubleshooting manuals are actually a process map for each code. Like, I don't know how many of you guys, you've seen the check engine light come on your car. You go take it to the dealer. They go through and check it. And when they pull the code, they go into this program, and there's a process map to help them troubleshoot that code. I mean, everybody's using it now in their profession. It's a good way to practice your critical thinking skills and all of that. Yeah, this process has been around for a very long time. Very, very long time. Alright, so what you can do, your homework, you can start kind of looking up these, trying to see if you can find one that's going to work for you, or that looks simple enough for you to be able to fill out and go from there. But this is what I want to do for you guys. So again, if we are serious about trading, we must start with developing a process. And that's what we're going to be doing next week, making sure that everybody has their process maps. I'm going to go over mine and how to build it if you haven't gotten it. All right, any questions? Any questions? Yeah, flow charts. All right, I'm gonna kill the video so I can get it uploaded. But if you have any questions, you can shoot them to me, email me, or I can get them later on.